John Aldridge back with us on the Irish Independent for his verdict. And John, you were at the Liverpool game in Germany. Give us a few thoughts on how good it was.
Well, first of all, the stadium was magnificent, absolutely brilliant, and the fans were amazing. Even when it got to 5-1, they stayed till the end. We've done that at Old Trafford in the past, and it's emptied out in other places away from home, but they stayed till the end. And I have to say the fans were pretty amazing. Where Liverpool's concerned, I thought it was much better. First 10 minutes were a little bit, 15 minutes were a bit unsure, because he changed the system a little bit to ensure that Isaac could play along Ekitike, and Wirtz was finding himself in this role. But then it sort of clicked a little bit, and it's amazing. For all the intricate play that Liverpool played, it was one through ball. And Ekitike made a great run. And his finish, the way he took it, was brilliant. It was a proper finish like I would look to be doing when you got one-on-one, you've got past your man, you cut across him, goalie comes out, you don't mess about, you either go round him or bang it in. And then that set Liverpool on the way.
And then you look at the performance of Wirtz. I think that was his best so far, we'd say. He sort of feels like he's coming into it now.
Yeah, people look at it and say maybe it's German opposition. He's used to it because but you've got to give him credit. He was superb. I thought he was really good. I was just really disappointed in Mo Salah later on, not to just roll it and give him his first goal and senior goal. I thought that was pretty poor from Mo. Look, I was greedy in front of goal because my stats speak for itself. But when it's something like that and the goalie's position, well, you just give it to your partner. So I was disappointed. But the game was won. Mo wanted to prove a point. But that would have capped a really good night out for Wirtz. I just hope he can take it to the next level. And he will score. He'll start scoring. He found his feet, as will Isaac. I'm pretty sure about that. But the manager had to, at some stage, start with them three: Wirtz, Isaac, the money player, and Ekitike, who's been our best player up front. And the one to make way was Mo, and quite rightly so, because for whatever reason, and we don't want to make excuses really, but Mo's not been at the races this year, and certainly defensively, he's not given the team an awful lot, and the right back up like that, like maybe he should.
Crisis over?
I wouldn't say that. People say I'm nuts, but I think now we've lost 3 games in the league, and you can't really lose more than maybe 6. We have to go on a run now, and a winning run. An unbeaten run of 20 games would get us right back in the fray and get his confidence going. But at this moment in time, even though we just won 5-1, I'm not sure about us defensively. Even yesterday, it was better, but there's still signs, that the back four are getting exposed too much. And whilst that, some of them are not doing the job that they should do as well. So the manager got a little bit to think about. Gravenberch, I think, to hold midfield players, to change it. We've become a little bit predictable from last year, the way we played. Teams have got us boxed off. So I think to accompany the way we play, to go 2 holding midfield players, McAllister and Gravenberch, or Soboslai in there. Joe's done a good job. He's got to get the balance right to let Wirtz play in certain positions. I think Wirtz can play in right wing as well if Mo's not playing. I think there's a case for him playing there, and Ekitike maybe playing there or on the left wing to give Gapco a bit of a rest. So there is, once he's got to try and play Isaac down the middle to play the other ones with him. It's not an enigma. He's got to find a way of doing it.
Just looking at in the last few weeks, Forest owners have been in the news, and a lot of the big owners of big clubs. It's quite explosive now, isn't it, for managers? 3 or 4 games they're out. Has it changed a lot since your days as a player?
Yeah, it's different now. The chairman was suit and tie, gentlemen. they're old school. They didn't press the panic button. There wasn't money in the game like there is now. And they can afford to. When you're getting the amount of money off the television, Sky 100, maybe 200 million a year before anyone walks through the gates, they can afford to, lay the manager off, pay him off. It's the most successful job in the world to be a flop, to be a football manager. I'm not saying Mourinho's a flop, but certainly after a couple of years, he finds a way out to get out of a club and gets paid 10 million and he's made himself 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't know. But other managers, I've done the same. Potter, the Rangers manager.
Russell Martin.
Yeah, it's nuts. But once you're on the merry-go-round, there's always a chance of getting off at a port of call. If you've been successful for a year in the league, that's the way it's worked. You look back at Sam Allardyce, the way it worked for him. So yeah, but they can do it. They can afford to do it. They've got the back and the money, Sky money, not their money. It won't be their money. If it was their money, they'd think twice about it. But there's some, most of them are from abroad. Liverpool's got good owners, very frugal, very, they do it the way it should be done. Whilst other ones, a bit, what's the word? Unorthodox. I'm being kind to them there. Yeah, a bit crazy in many ways, but yeah, that's the way it's become.
The Forest owner was on the pitch last year talking to the manager after matches. He was moaning about putting out messages about referees. He does things differently, doesn't he?
He's not probably a football man. He wouldn't know how football is. You know what I mean? Or the way it was, and his business is different. But football's not what his business was, and it should stay the way it is. You shouldn't hang your dirty washing out in public and let people know and talk about what's going on. And certainly he's doing that by making a fool of his manager, a fool of himself, and a fool of the club and the fan. You don't do it. You do it behind closed doors.
Yeah. Is Sean Dyche mad for going in there, or they're going to take jobs, these managers, aren't they?
Well, he's not mad, because if it doesn't work for him for a year, he'll get 5 million money. If they go down, he'll care. But if he gets sacked again with 5 million, happy, go and live in the Caribbean, live where you want. That's the way it works. No one's going to turn down whether it's 50 grand a week, whatever he's going to get, or whatever I don't know. Because he's in a win-win situation. If they stay up, he'll have it in his contract. 2 million, 3 million to keep him up, or to get him to Europe, whatever it is. If he doesn't do that, he's still on 50 grand a week. And if he gets sacked, he gets 5 million.
Wow. You look at Slot, 4 games of defeats, and you can see some people on what we used to call Twitter sort of already sort of panicking. I mean, that's the way the world is now, isn't it?
Yeah. But Liverpool got sensible owners. But certainly he's got to change on certain things. And move the team on. You look the way what Arsenal's done. He's a good coach. Can't knock him. He's a good coach. He knew last year he needed a goal scorer to get him another few more goals, another 10 goals, centre forward, whatever it be, to get him them points. At the same time, strengthen the defence, and he's done it. They are now playing regimentally. Teams don't really score against them. Get clean sheets after clean sheets. And that, in the long term, this season looks really, really good for them. Unless they get a couple of injuries to keep players. So that's why they're strong favourites for me now. City, whilst they're always going to be good, and if something happens to Ireland, they could struggle. But they're not the City of what was, in the last years or so. And we are rebuilding. We've got to go again. But the manager's got to define a different, perhaps, way of playing, because people know how to play against us. And for the Man United players to come out and rub salt in the wounds after the fortunate to beat us, obviously, but they did. And telling the manager what they planned, They only played Maguire because he's good at set pieces. They got to win it off a set piece that come back and it's bad marking, and then they pinpointed balls in behind our fullbacks, which is not rocket science. I've known that for even last season. Teams were trying to do that behind Trent, but now we've got different clientele of fullbacks, and they're pinpointing them. Young players and people trying to fit in, and they've done it well. But every club has got a blueprint of Liverpool the way they play, and they set out 4-5-1 or 4-6-0, and they just move. I've been watching this for I don't know over the year now, easy, and every team patterns the same way of playing against Liverpool, and we've got to come up with something different now, and you've got to incorporate verse into that. But defensively, we are not good. We are not good, and the defense needs protection, a bit more protection. And that's the next part. I think the manager's next part is you look at what we've got going forward. Even if Mo wins going forward, it's brilliant what we got going forward. Midfield, we got really good top midfield players, albeit not the defensive side. So next port of call is obviously centre half, because Kanate is going to go, maybe two centre halves, and a top defensive midfield player for Liverpool. They're the next ones next year with the attack to balance it out, and you go again. I'm not writing off this year, but certainly we've got to learn how to defend to go and win a trophy or two.